when you changed out the nozzle, how did it know to link to that new part number, I take it?
I actually had the part named the same thing. I just changed it in the CAD file. I didn't call it a different thing.
Okay, so you're not really changing out different parts. You want to write the one you had in there before.
That's correct.
It
can replace parts too. I saved it under the same thing.
Okay, I was wondering how it worked.
Yeah. It was saved. I just changed the configuration of it. It's saved right over the top of the old yellow. Yeah. So it was the same. So I didn't have to go through a bunch. You can replace parts also.
So that's a different procedure than that.
Inside here under geometry, there's a replace also. Just like all right, good. So hopefully that showed you that it is really easy to do a lot of these type of images, to get really easy, just a few clicks to get out a nice high quality 2D image, and it's pretty easy to make these 3D type things, these presentation ready type things. So just a quick review of some of the benefits. Where you've got your CAD data, reusing that rather than having to redraw it in a hand drawing or something for a document is crazy, right? So you're going to reuse all that stuff. Any standard, I didn't mention this, but any standard views that you had in your models, front view, top view, right view from your CAD file, those come across also. Great for making 2D content. You can do the high-res raster images or vector line art images, both. Great for doing the 3D content. Great for interactive type content too. Some of the stuff we showed you with the web pages and the player through the web. Yeah.
Is that the raster that you saw there on that final?
Yeah.
So that's where it looks a little pixel.
Yeah. I never did put out one of the high quality ones, one with the vector line. Those were all raster. Even a PNG file was just a raster. It's just a higher quality raster. All right. I think it's time for Jerry.
I don't know. Well, first of all, thanks, Randy. Everybody must have had a conceived notion when they came in here what they were looking to get out of this or what they perceived 3DVision to be. Did anybody hit on anything unique that flipped the switch with you? I was writing things down, and again, I'm still, my mind's still learning ways of how I would leverage this data inside my company. How many guys have to create manuals for the outside world, like if you're going to share your product with Joe Consumer? Do you guys, what's your process now? Do you have any clue?
We're using an older process because we still don't have everything updated into SolidWorks. We're kind of using this hybrid of SolidWorks and AutoCAD. So I'm going in and grabbing images off of drawings that we created, also going into SolidWorks, manually creating exploded views, then taking them to Photoshop and adding leaders and arrows and stuff like that to fully explain what I'm trying to show.
And you say we, as in we CAD users, right?
Yep.
$100, yeah, right. Do you have someone that ultimately assembles technical documentation from that data you give them?
I do.
You do. Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Perfect. Better procedure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
One of the things that stuck out with me is not just sharing and documenting with the outside world, but internally. The gap between engineering and production and that loss of intelligence and translation that flat drawings present, or outdated drawings. I can't tell you how many times a week Randy and I walk around and talk to people, and we actually go out on the production floor. It sometimes looks pretty close to what they should be doing. Does anybody else share in a situation like that internally with production? We have a lot of success stories. If that's something that you're interested in learning about more, that we haven't spoken about a whole lot today, about crossing that gap of communication between here's our design intent and how it has to go to production, how those guys consume those drawings and that information and actually produce it. 3D is a real strong success story around that. So thanks again, man.
Well, yep.
Just, I've been in the back of the room, I'm Jerry Kyle with SolidWorks. I'm the territorial sales manager covering all of Ohio. So appreciate everybody coming as always. I know 3DVision does a lot of work educating everybody on our products and so forth. 3DV Composer, to be honest with you, bar none, it's probably our most exciting product. I mean, the wow factor and the sizzle is all there. They did ask me to speak a little bit about the Aberdeen report. Everybody's got one on their desk. It's a pretty neat document. Yeah, it's got some deep reading if you want to think stepped out. Maybe it was covered a little bit. But just show of hands, how many folks here are SolidWorks users specifically? Okay. Anyone here that's in more of a documentation, putting manuals together, any of that type of role? Okay. How many of your companies are using screenshots or digital cameras to get your images for all of your documentation and so forth? What, just out of curiosity, the ones that didn't raise their hand, what are you using for your pictures right now? Do you have any suggestions?
That's a different,
Oh, okay.
different.
Anyone give me some feedback? What you know, like if I were to buy you a product, or I would get on the shop floor assembly, and I'm trying to put this together. I'm a new employee. Am I looking at a 2D drawing? What am I looking at? Nothing. Nothing. Hello. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Currently, I make patent drawings with just in 3D model.
Okay. Great.
Now, right now, maybe I'm going through a lot of extra ag to do it, but what I do is I take the 3D part, I make a drawing, then I resave it as an AutoCAD file, and then there's a lot of cleanup there. I want to put it into the format that I can make a PDF of.
Sure.
In a package drawing format. So easy way of doing that.
I would say you legitimately should be able to go right from your SolidWorks model right to what you need for your patent. You know, skipping the AutoCAD, skipping the everything else, just going straight to, you know, dressing it up a little bit. No cleanup, I'll say dress it up a little bit more, make it a little bit more presentable. Add a few annotations or whatever you'd like there, and then create your PDF. And again, the beauty is the link. Oh, if all of a sudden you make a change to that, it can automatically update it, or you just click a button and tell it to automatically update. It's your new information is already imported, so there's no reoccurring steps. So what I was getting at is you've heard the word today a lot about leveraging. You've heard the word about repurposing your CAD data. That's really, from my perspective, if you walk away from this presentation with anything, the real bang for the buck is the fact that everything that's done in engineering, the changes that are made, are automatically repurposed. That same CAD data is just automatically updated in Composer. So you can be working simultaneously with engineering, not waiting on them, and oh my gosh, they made a change, I don't know about it. We've already started on the shop floor assembly, we've already started on the user guides, the training guides, all of those things automatically. And quite frankly, that's priceless.